Alright, before we begin this confession, I love the crap out of Brightwing. She is probably one of my favorite characters right now in the game. Easily my favorite support, and it's because of how she's really, really powerful in my opinion. Probably too powerful, as you'll see why at the end of the game here, but she's different from other supports. She doesn't have any direct heals. Let's go ahead and just break down her abilities real quick for those who don't know them. Her Q, her first skill, is basically it's an area of effect damage. She hurls a ball out. It's pretty slow. If you're dead center in the little inner ring, you take double damage. If you're in the outer ring, you take half that amount of damage. So it's not. It's decent at taking out minion lanes, but it's not very good at damaging heroes unless they're sort of distracted and they don't realize it. Otherwise, the projectile is too slow, and anyone with a clue will get out of it in time. And when you get hit by the outer ring, you see right there the inner ring and the outer ring. So it's generally not that great for 1v1 unless they're really, really unaware or they're melee or something. Her second skill is Polymorph. What this does is for 2 seconds the enemy turns into a random critter and they cannot attack or use abilities, but they can move at the same speed. So it's like a weaker stun, in other words, sort of a pacify effect if you want to go there. And it's potent for saving allies. Her third skill is a shield she puts on a player. Basically, it'll block the next 2 basic attacks. They'll do half damage instead of full damage, and also increase their speed by about 25% or so. It's actually pretty potent for saving people, and you should be using that whenever someone's auto-attacking. I wouldn't say use it on cooldown because it's got a short duration, but it is good for stopping things like, you see here, Nova's trying to attack our Nova. So it's potent for stopping that. And her passive is, if you see down there, is a little paw, a little green paw. If I'm damaged every 4 seconds, I will do an AoE heal. Automatically every 4 seconds. That would really makes her interesting as a support character. She does not have any sort of on-demand healing. You see here, I'll just start healing, automatically every so often. And that's what makes her so different from other healers, as that passive. It makes her a little weak early game because she cannot. It gives her good sustain, but doesn't give her any sort of on-demand healing, so you can't really save people. You have to let your sort of chain to that passive. Now, once you hit level 4, your first talent, you can grab a shield, which I did right there, which helps you tremendously for getting extra healing. But it is not the thing that makes Brightwing so potent. That will be shortly here in a few more levels. You'll see. But early on here, this lane is we basically have sort of identical lanes here. It's a Nova, then you have Brightwing versus Tyrande. Tyrande is a support as well, but she's not bad. She feels like more of a DP. I haven't played her a lot, but she's more of a DPS sort of support. She has a lot of potent abilities. She has a nice aura that gives increased attack speed, so she's kind of, her heal's not bad. It heals herself and the person she's healing, but I think compared to Brightwing, you see she's already out of mana. I have max mana. Now she might have not. I don't know if Tyrande can get Path the Wizard. My first talent was Path the Wizard, which gives you increased mana regen. Maybe increased max mana. I cannot remember. But it's really good for sustain. It just really builds into that powerful sustain you have early on. As long as you're careful, you will out sustain the other lane. As you see here, we're just really blowing them off this. This is Dragon Shrine, and how the objective works for this map is that you got 2 shrines. You got the sun in the north, and you have the moon in the south. And then in the middle you have a dragon statue, as you can see in the mini-map. If you control both shrines, you can then go activate the middle thing, and that player who activates it becomes a big, huge dragon who can really do a lot of damage to towers and stuff. The problem, as you can see, is you can get easily bullied off there if you're not careful. And just standing on is how you activate it. So activate the shrines. The shrines, you stand on them. The actual dragon itself, you have to channel for a few seconds, so you can be interrupted by their players. You see here, they had to bring in a third player to get their shrine back, so we're sort of playing on defense now here. Stitches, for regular players of the genre, might recognize him as a Pudge-like character. He has the hook and all that standard stuff, and even a sort of gas cloud he has. So he's more of a tanky character in this game, and he's been brought in to sort of just keep us off the lane here. And I think did I get it yet? I think I grabbed the ability that really makes Brightwing super potent, and that is I can't remember what it's called, but it is a talent. Basically, whenever I use a skill, it activates my passive, which gives a tremendous amount of healing potential for the character. Anytime you use a skill at all, you heal. And that is what really brings Brightwing to the stratosphere. You just pump out your skills, damage, you use defensive abilities, and you use heal, 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 and over time you just wear them down. It is a fantastic talent. Her other talents are not terrible. She has a cleanse, which removes CC. She has the mule, which is a very weird talent. Mule, basically, it's a talent that several heroes can get. It calls out a little robot that heals your towers back up in your forts. It's actually not as bad as you might think. It's just very particular talent. You require a certain strategy going in there. You gotta, alert your team and all that you can repair stuff. But it's actually not that bad. It's just that they don't really seem to size up to that other talent she has. The other option is that you can turn her passive to an active skill, and it'll still passively heal, but you can also press a button to make it heal to pulse like 4 times over 4 seconds, and it doesn't compare. I can use all 3 of my skills and proc a passive each time. That's, in almost 3 seconds, that's 3 pulses. And the active ability for her passive has a 60-second cooldown, so it's really not that good compared to the other ones. And here we got the dragon. We managed to fend them off. Like I said, just using that tremendous amount of passive. You see here, he can't do a ton to me. I have my ult. Her ultimate ability is a teleport, which will teleport me to a nearby friendly player and heal them. And it will also, I believe it also procs my talent, so I also do my passive healing when I do that. Yeah, right there, you see. I get a little bit of healing, they get a tremendous amount of healing. And it's just fantastic. And allows her to really maneuver around a lot. People will obviously target Brightwing first, so it's very nice to use that talent, that ult, to just get the hell out of dodge when you're being focused. And it's got 2 charges, a very short cooldown. It's great. She has a second ult that is it's basically a AOE pulse, and it knocks back people. I've never used it. I don't think it's terrible. It's just not as potent as it could be. And here we're going to do that hard camp, but Tyrande has a skill where she fires a skill shot. It has a limited range. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does mark you on the minimap, so she knew we were going for that hard camp, and I did not want to risk getting caught on that. So here I'm getting targeted by both of them, but as you can see, it's just the sheer bulk, the sheer healing I can pump out on top of my shields and all that. It makes it really, really hard for them to flag me down. And you also see there how hard it is for me to fight back. They can easily, if they're running, they can easily avoid my Q. And here, just, like I said, just sustain, sustain, sustain. And this part here, I believe, yeah, I get the one that makes the pulse slow. If people are not, if they're unaware of what's going on, it allows me to slow them down. They can't escape. So it's really good at catching unaware players. Her other talent I usually get for that tier is a shield. She does not have a mount. Her Z is a teleport. She can teleport to any friendly player on the map after a short cast time. It's, as you might imagine, it's really, really potent for having sort of presence anywhere, and you can really save players by bailing out that shield. However, I have not needed to teleport at all this game, so I feel like it'd be better if I had more support for my Nova by slowing down enemies. Because she's a slow as well, we can just stack the slows and just really take it to them. And right here we're just chilling out. We clearly have we can't really move at all because the shrine's activating in like 10 seconds or so. So we're just sort of chilling out here, clearing menu waves, pushing up a little bit, just maintaining presence here so we can easily get the shrine. Also down bottom, as I look at the bottom, we do not have presence down below, so if we leave here, we will probably lose both shrines. And Nova's wisely just grabbing the shrine right away, just so we have it, in case we lose this encounter, it gives us more time to fight back. And right here you see they're targeting me. They just but they can't do anything about it, and it looks like they're going to get, Tyrande. It gets knocked out by the Nova ult. And right there I use my teleport to just get away from him, and he's now sort of in a weird spot. I should have targeted my Q better there. If I targeted myself while he's walking towards, he would have gotten slowed down, and we might be able to get a kill there. Probably not, because Stitches is a tank, and he's pretty sturdy. And he can also heal himself with one of his abilities. But at this point, it's just a matter of really just guarding the shrine while the other team fights. And right now I'm going to go ahead and just help assist down there since we control the top one. It's a little risky because Nova on her own, she's got tremendous AoE, but against the Stitches, she might get bullied out of there, especially if Tyrande comes back. But I'm going to try to help out here as much as I can. Use my teleport to reposition. I think at this point, no, we're fine. We just keep fighting. Tassadar using his Psy Storm to try to get us out of there, but at this point we grab it. Only thing I'm worried about at this point is, yeah, see now they're taking back the other one. And I'm going to go ahead and shift back up there. And you can see the really potent ability of that phase shift. The downside is I can't mount, meaning my traveling between lanes is really difficult, but it gives you just tremendous presence. Unfortunately, we somehow lose the top one, or we lose the bottom one as well as the top one, so now we're kind of in a pickle here. We do have someone there who can actually take it off. They didn't attack in time, so they have the dragon. So the dragon, the first dragon you get usually isn't that bad. Usually you can rally forth and kill it pretty fast, but the more dragons they get, the harder it is to push them back because you already have lost so much of your outer structures. So we've decided that we're just going to stay here because Stitches is staying up here, so we're just going to go ahead and push. Sometimes you can get actually a really good strong push if you ignore the dragon, and we wanted to push a little bit there, but in this case we're going to head down. If you have a more push-oriented class like Sergeant Hammer, you can sometimes ignore the dragon and just push really hard up north or just down south and gain just as much ground as they would have. I'm just going to go out here and just go ahead and explode the dragon. Once the dragon pops, the person that's inside is there. I'm going to make use of my talent to slow her down. That'll help the Nova get into range. And from here we should get the kill pretty easily once we do something. And I might have body blocked my Nova a little bit there, which is pretty bad, but she should be able to get the kill with snipe pretty easily here. Nope, doesn't look like it. Nope. No, there she is. You can faintly see, if after a while you get used to it, you can faintly see, it's sort of like StarCraft where they have the shimmer, and there we totally, I just watched this walk past, that was pretty bad. But if you look really hard you can see it, and we let her go, which we really shouldn't have, but we'll go ahead and try to take this camp and we'll get this Tacit armor there. So that's pretty good right there, that's pretty smart, just taking their camp, and wait, now we're getting into a teamfight situation here, so hopefully we can get out. I'm going to use my yeah, there you go, use my teleport to get out of there and take the camp as well, so that's a pretty good, pretty clean engage right there. Probably should have teleported earlier to get out of his that Diablo ult with all his fire breath, but I'm also looking around to heal, other things, trying to heal people and protect them and all that, so it's kind of tense at times. Also, I can use the shield on myself, which is also important to remember at times. In some games, I get targeted a lot. I die quite a bit early on because I don't have that on-demand healing that I have later in the game. So what I'll do is instead of one talent, I'll grab a Stone Skin, which gives me a 20% of my max HP as a shield to sort of give myself a little bulkier. And if I'm really desperate, I'll also take a talent called Ice Block, which makes me invulnerable for 3 seconds. It's similar to the Mage talent from World of Warcraft. You basically just freeze and you can't be hurt for 3 seconds. It's a good way to... Enemies sometimes aren't aware of it, and other players will sort of sit there hitting you for 3 seconds. That gives your team a lot of... takes a lot of stress off of them, and you're also not getting targeted as well. And then after it wears off, you can just immediately teleport. So again, we have the 2 towers back up, and here I think they had a... I'm watching down there because we're pretty secure up here, so I'm just watching. I'm going to go ahead and phase down to help them get the thing. However, I'm getting attacked, so I cancel it out. There's 3 up here. We need to hold this. Down south, they're really running off the Tassadar for some reason instead of taking the shrine. Here you see I can really rapidly... Now that I have my ult with 2 charges and all that, I can really rapidly heal up the Rainer here. Get smacked down a little bit by the 2 tanks. Diablo and Stitches are both tanks. They are kind of dangerous because Stitches can pull you in, and then Diablo has an ability where he grabs you and then he throws you on the other side behind him. And then he do a charge which pushes you in the other direction. So we're getting kind of bullied here a little bit by these 2. They can't do a lot of damage, but they also can't do a lot of... they can't really kill us, so it's kind of a tricky situation. You don't want to get too deep engaged with them because then the Nova can come up while she's stealth and she can pick you off pretty fast. However, it does give them opportunity to take back the shrine in the north, so we have to push forward eventually here. We'll get the dragon. And they're just sitting here waiting for us. And Tyrande sitting there on top of her thing, so... And she can typically out-damage me, for the most part, unless she's very, very careless. She has pretty good basic attack damage. That's a really good Nova ult right there, which is going to probably give us this shrine. Just go in there. Start attacking. That is Tyrande's ult. It's a basically just she just craps out damage over that area. She's going there to save her, but I'll gladly take some damage to kill her. And I go ahead and polymorph her so she can't heal, and our teammates finish it off. So you see here, it's just really important, just making sure you have control of 2 shrines. It's it's you don't have to worry too much about getting the dragon as long as you have the shrines. I think some people definitely getting them if you can is good, but I think if you can just hold them, keep getting kills and keep pushing like we are right here, it's fine. You don't have to get the dragon. Just hold the shrines. We're gonna kill Diablo here. At this point, someone should definitely be leaving to get the dragon, and it should not be me because I do not have a mount. But at this point, our push is so strong, we must just keep going because they're down 2 players. Although I'm not sure what Diablo is doing right now down south. We have, yeah, there's 4 of us here, 4-man push. Yeah, someone probably should get the dragon at this point. We really don't need to have 4 people up here pushing the lane. But we, like, it works. We got, gonna get a keep down here probably. And they're coming in sort of, I think the biggest thing here is that if they weren't coming in piecemeal, it'd be more risky. But since they're coming in so piecemeal, we can pick them off one by one and just take down the turret. At this point, we figure out we've gotten greedy enough, so we'll go ahead and go down. But then our Nova sees an opportunity to kill the other Nova, and I think she actually gets it too. So I go back in to save the Nova, and our Nova gets the kill. So we go back down again for the upteenth time to kill some more towers and get more kills on them, I guess. Let's see here. Yeah, the problem is their team's not organized. They're just keep coming in one by one. We kill them, and we're all pretty good on mana for the most part. And with myself and Tassadar is a support as well. He gives shields and all that, so for the most part, pretty good here. And then this Tassadar comes in from behind. I don't know what he's thinking at this point. Yeah, he can go invulnerable and cloak for a brief period, but we're gonna have players up here mounted soon. Okay, that should have been a kill. Someone should have mounted there, but sometimes you get might have been minions from high. If you're mounted and you take damage, you get dismounted. So it might have been a minion thing. I can't mount, so I did what I could to catch up with them, but I couldn't. But I think we probably could have gotten a kill if we tried a bit harder. Not a big deal. At this point, they're now trying to take the shrines back from us, which they have their team up. I'm not sure they're going to get anything out of it for the most part. Looks like she's going to grab the dragon, but the last second we neutralize the shrine and take it back. Down south, it looks like they got one trying to take care of mid. They have 2 trying to take care of our lane push on the upper lane. And down here, we're trying to clear them out from the shrine so they can't get it. Originally, those are playing anyway. Now they can't anyway. We're just going to go ahead and get the bottom one and take the dragon back. And we got, lane minions pushing and all that stuff too. So it's looking pretty dark for them. However, I will say that this game, as I said before, this game does have some pretty strong comeback mechanics. You can level up pretty fast. At this point, I'm going to try to go for it, but it's not that pretty fast. But yeah, you can come back pretty easily if you get a good team fight. All you got to do is just fight smartly. It's not like other games where one player gets 10 levels higher and he can take over the team. You see right now we're 2 levels difference. That's not insignificant, but it's not insurmountable either. And as you see, the respawn timers get pretty potent here. The 60+ seconds in the late game, where you can easily come back and take down a lot of towers. Once you get to level 20, it's not hard to wipe out clear minion waves and take down towers by yourself. And especially if you do a team push, so you have to be careful. They've already caught up. They've kind of caught up. They're still behind down by 2 levels, but as long as you're careful and you rally back, you can make it. I have had comebacks in this game before. And up here, I'm sort of messing around with the Nova, and she tried to ult me earlier with her, I forget it's called triple tap or something, and it didn't do anything because I'm Brightwing for the most part. And here I'm getting a fight with her, which is probably not smart. I don't know. She's not avoiding my... Okay, there she goes. She's avoiding my stuff there. But wow, I actually think I'm going to get a kill on this Nova. Yep. Okay. Nova can push out a lot of damage. She has a ability called, I think, Blood for Blood, where she can wipe out 15% of your HP in one fell swoop, and she gains 15% back. So if you have the right... if you have the right talents, a Nova can do a lot of burst really fast and take you off guard even as a healer. I've actually had games where I had a damage reduction skill on Nova, and she was still able to kill like my lane partner really fast. So it's all a matter of talents, and I'm not sure what her talent build was for that one. If you hit tab, you actually can check out talents, but which you should be doing. I didn't do it in this case because we're winning so handily, but it's a good way to give you an idea what you're facing. Because if you're trying to solo a Nova and she has blood for blood, she's gonna suddenly pop a heal on you, and you're gonna lose a bunch of your health, and you're dead. So check talents. Be smart. It's sort of like checking what the enemy team is building for items. And at this point, we have a dragon. He's punting people. That's the thing he can do. And Sage just got caught in a Diablo ult, and now they're getting caught in a Rainer ult, so we're kind of wrecking them left and right here. And Sage just has no idea what to do at this point. He can't kill me. He can't kill Diablo. Nova's trying to help him out, but he's going to go down here real fast. In fact, our dragon, generally speaking, you don't have the dragon fight the enemy team, but at this case, we're so far ahead that it doesn't really matter. And he's about to die, and he's about to expire soon here anyway. Actually, he's got 30 seconds left, so he's pretty good for the most part, but he should be taking out the core right now. But if it would save a teammate, help out with the dragon, but otherwise just keep smashing on stuff. You see here, he can really burst through the core pretty fast. At this point, my talent build's done. I grabbed for my last talents. You can get more charges of the blink if you want. I find it overkill because typically speaking, I have like 2 is enough for me. I only grab it if I think I'm blinking a lot in certain games. And that's the game right there. I took the group shield. See there, 95,000 healing from those talents. It's just ridiculous. Brightwing is just absurd. I don't know if he's overpowered or not. I don't know if the other healer's just bad, but I find that could be crazy. And that is the game there. I'm going to get my experience level up. Going to... no, I'm not going to level up here. You get more gold if you level up there, so that's sort of meta leveling system there. But that is the game. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. And there's the takedowns and all that, and I'll see y'all later.